Jai Gaur Sundaraki, Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Maharani, all beloved spiritual masters, divine loving grace, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna. Everyone louder, please. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki. Harinam Sankirtan ki. Hare Krishna. How everyone is okay? You're all good?
Yes.
Kivima?
Yes.
Can you hear me clearly? Huh? So yes, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you that we invited you all to come and you respond. So give yourselves a big Hari Bol, please. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So thank you for coming. There are others that were coming for a few weeks here now. And I see one new gentleman here. What's his name?
Roshan. One on the floor.
Yeah.
Roshan.
Roshan. So we want to welcome him. Please give him a big round of applause. Please, Roshan Prabhu ki. Thank you for coming. Coming here for the first time. Okay. So thank you very much for coming. You don't like to sit on that chair? Okay. You're in the sun. The sun is not. It's okay. All right. So yeah, we're going to do something from Bhagavad Gita. As it is from chapter 7, verse 27, and it is entitled Deluded by Dualities. So our devotee, Niroshan, wonderful devotee, always so enthusiastic to serve, to spread the mission, and joins me all the time. He actually brings me and come to this Namahatta program so that we can make progress in this place more and more for other living entities, and we'll tell you in a short while why, what is happening. Deluded by dualities. Anybody can guess what it is? What are dualities?
Hot and cold.
Hot
and cold.
Yes, they are opposites to each other. Hot and cold, ugly and beautiful,
happy and sad.
Happy and sad. That is called dualities. And what is deluded? What does deluded mean?
Roshan?
Anybody can try?
Roshan Prabhu? What is deluded?
Deluded.
Who can tell?
Deluded means false belief or judgment. We believe in the false. Okay? You become deluded, believing in the false. So good and bad, beautiful and ugly, they are illusions. It is illusory nature. And I'll tell you that to why in a short while. Why that is an illusory nature. That is why due to that illusion, we become a delusion. So therefore, this phrase, deluded by dualities. And how we become deluded by dualities, this verse will tell us. You've got that so far? We've got to understand. Bhagavad Gita is very, very important. The reason for that because it is applicable to all living entities. Every living entity, whether you like it or not. If you are a living entity, Bhagavad Gita is applicable to you. But if you think Bhagavad Gita is not applicable to you, then you're either in the animal kingdom or you are dead or in a dead society. You're not a living. So therefore Bhagavad Gita is so important because it's applicable to everyone. So we'll begin by glorifying the Lord. You can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Mano Vistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shah Shri Rupam Sagarajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuitam Savidutam Parilana Chaitam Krishna Chaitana Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Shah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopikanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Manchakalpatra Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone put your hands in the air together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay. That Prabhu is sitting there, cross-legged. That's a yoga posture. Alright? And the highest system of yoga, what is the highest system of yoga? The highest system of yoga, there are different types of yoga.
There's somebody there, what's this?
Is karma yoga there? Yes, give him a big hand please. Bhakti yoga. There is karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, and the highest of all is bhakti. So what is bhakti yoga? Bhakti yoga is the yoga of yoga of love. Yes, devotional service is love. It's yoga of love. And we are searching for this love. Everyone. Who's not searching for that? You want to be hated? Do you want to hate and be hated? No. Nobody wants that. You want to be loved, you want to love and be loved. But why is there so much of hatred and envy now in this material world? And how does it come about? And how you can overcome that is mentioned in this part of the verse of Bhagavad Gita in chapter 7, verse 27. And I am going to read. Iccha dvecha samuntenam dvandva mohena bharatam sarva bhutani samoham sargayanti parantapa. Everyone can repeat after me. Iccha, desire, dvesha, and hate, samutena, arisen from, dvandva, of duality, mohena, by the illusion, bharata, O scion of Bharata, sarva, all, bhutani, living entities, sammoham, into delusion, sarge, while taking birth, yanti, go, parantapa, O conqueror of enemies. I am reading the translation and purport of Srila Prabhupada. You can follow a few words after me. O scion of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities, arisen from desire and hate. So I'm going to read the purport. You can listen very carefully and then we can analyze this verse. The real constitutional position of the living entity is that of subordination to the Supreme Lord, who is pure knowledge. When one is deluded into separation from this pure knowledge, he becomes controlled by the illusory energy and cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The illusory energy is manifested in the duality of desire and hate. Due to desire and hate, the ignorant person wants to become one with the Supreme Lord and envies Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pure devotees who are not deluded or contaminated by desire and hate can understand that Lord Sri Krishna appears by his internal potencies. But those who are deluded by duality and nescience think that the Supreme Person of Godhead is created by material energies. This is their misfortune. Such deluded persons symptomatically dwell in dualities of dishonor and honor, misery and happiness, woman and man, good and bad, pleasure and pain, etc. Thinking, this is my wife, this is my house, I am the master of this house, I am the husband of this wife. These are the dualities of delusion. Those who are so deluded by dualities are completely foolish and therefore cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I'm going to read the verse and the translation again. Ichha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham Sarigayante param tapa. You can repeat word for a few words after me. O steward of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities, arisen from desire and hate. You all understood that? How many of you agree? This is Krishna speaking, not me. You all agree because Supreme Personality of Godhead. Are we in this position? All of us have taken birth in this position in dualities. Isn't it? There's good, there's bad, there's ugly, there's pretty. We are born in this nature, illusory nature. And therefore, we are hating one another and envying one another. You know, thinking more, you are thinking, I am so beautiful, but he is so ugly. Huh? This is my house, doesn't belong to you. This is delusion or illusion. And due to this illusory nature, we hate one another. And it begins, what they say, charity begins at home. Right from home it begins the problem. This is mine, isn't it? And this is yours. And there's so much of problems with one another. And then it spreads to the towns. They fight with one another in the cities. And then it spreads to the countries. And then it spreads to various states of the world. Throughout the whole world, there is controversy. Fighting for something that is not even yours. Is it true or not? What belongs to you here? Huh? Why you say that? Then you better give it to me. How do you say that nothing belongs to you? Who does it belong to? Huh? Give him a big hand, please. Everything belongs to Krishna. Nothing belongs to you and me. We are simply using what Krishna has given. He has facilitated us with that through the demigods who are his energies or ministers in this material world. Just like Ramaphosa. I don't like to say that. Not so nice. Ramaphosa, leader of our government, and under him there are various ministers, isn't it? Minister of Water Affairs, Minister of Light, Minister of this and Minister of that. That's why we got load shedding and water shedding. But through the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no load shedding, there is no water shedding. You get rain water, you collect it in dams properly, you get profuse of everything, even sunlight, air. But here when mankind stands to own things due to desire, then they begin to hate when they can't manage the society. They become envious of one another and want to kill one another. Right now the very recent war, what was that? The war between India and Pakistan. For some reason. Imagine they killed so many people mercilessly. And India tried to defend that. War began. That's due to desire and in this material world thinking that it is ours. We want to enjoy. But do we enjoy? There is no enjoyment. It's simply miseries in this material world. Okay, we'll read the purpose. The real constitutional position of, what is the real constitutional position of the living entity? I don't give you the answer. I'd like everyone to take part. What is the real constitutional position of the living entity? Huh? Yes, give him a big hand, please. We are all servants. How is that you are a servant? What makes you a servant? Huh? To serve who? Huh? The master, who is Krishna. Just like, for example, the wife must serve the husband, right? Because the husband in the house is the master, not the woman. She's not the master, but she's very powerful. One thing, ladies are powerful. And if you disagree with me, I can actually challenge you to that, because many people say that Krishna consciousness, they say that women are meant to be subordinate to the men and they must be kept under protection. They shouldn't be given liberation. How many of you agree with me that women should not be given liberation? How many of you agree with, don't agree that women should be liberated? Why is that? When women become free, what happens? Huh? Yes. Unscrupulous men take advantage of the women. Unscrupulous men mean degraded men who don't care. They take advantage of the women and children and they spoil them in life and they become degraded. So therefore they have to be protected and not be free. They should always be under the protection of the men, like that. So therefore this woman's liberation and all this, Prabhupada said, is simply nonsense. They should become Krishna conscious, then only become liberated. You become free. What's the meaning of freedom? What's the meaning of freedom? Huh?
From your body.
Sorry?
From your body.
Kakante?
Said from your body.
Yeah, he's giving the top answers. In the material world, freedom means you are free to enjoy your senses. But is that real freedom? You're becoming more and more entangled in the material world because of this body. Alright? But we come to his answer. That we need liberation from this body, become free from this bodily designation, so that we do not become entangled. And because when we become on the bodily designation, then we desire. And when we desire, then we do not get what we want, then we hate one another. And when we hate one another, then we become deluded. We become deluded. So therefore, we have to understand our position, who we are, what we are, and what is our purpose. So our real constitutional position is that we are all servants, part and parcel of the Supreme Person of Godhead, Sri Krishna. We are parts and parcels of Krishna. Every living entity is there in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verse 4. Krishna says, Ham bija pradapita. I am the seed-giving father of all living entities. Of all living entities, no matter who you are. He is the seed-giving father. So therefore, in one sense, we are all equal to one another. So if you can understand that principle, you would not desire for anything to enjoy separately from the Supreme Person of Godhead. You will simply engage with one another with love and devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not in lust and commotion. So therefore we got to understand this message very carefully, that our position is that we are servants or subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pure knowledge. Krishna is pure knowledge. Sat means eternal, Chit means all knowledgeable, Ananda means all bliss. Krishna is Satchidananda. And we being part and parcel of Lord Krishna, tiny living entities. By the way, how big is the spirit soul within this body? Huh? 1/10,000 of the tip of your hair. You take the tip of your hair, cut it 100 times, just a tip, and divide it again another 100. That's how tiny the soul is. Therefore, one cannot see the soul even through the microscope. The scientists are baffled with the theory of consciousness. You know that? They are trying to find consciousness because the question was asked, they said that everything comes through matter. But matter is dead. How can something living come from death? Is it possible? No living thing can come from dead matter. Just like from this chair. How is this chair to get up? Can it get up? No, it can't. Why? It's dead matter. The chair will not move from there unless the spirit soul within your body moves this chair. Is that clear? So therefore, life does not come from matter. And Prabhupada wrote a very wonderful book. What is that title of the book?
Life comes from life.
Give him a big hand, please. Yes. He's a book distributor. That's why he knows. Life comes from life. Life doesn't come from dead matter. If you can understand that, then you can understand what is your position. And if you can understand what is the position that you are, an eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of God, then you are meant to serve with love and devotion. And then knowing that every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of God, we will actually serve one another in loving devotion to the Supreme Personality of God. That's how we should be operating. But because we are not operating on that level, we are operating on our own independent level, that we want to desire to enjoy our senses. That is why we are struggling in this material world. But the moment we know our position and engage in loving devotional service, then we will not struggle. When one is deluded in separation from this pure knowledge, he becomes controlled by the illusory energy and cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what has happened to us, we have separated ourselves from the Lord and want to act independently. Therefore we are struggling. And one good example can be given. What example is that? Anybody? When something is taken out of water and brought on land, it cannot live. Huh? Yeah, give it a big hand, please. It's a fish out of water. You can get the fish out of water, bring it to your house, give it nice color TV, put nice blanket, give it a nice cup of coffee, put nice music, rock and roll music. Will the fish survive? No. Why? Because its natural position is in water. Is in the water. You take the same fish and put it back into water, it will swim away happily. Right? So similarly, we are in the same position. That's an analogy. We are also like the fish out of water. We don't belong to this place, this material world. But we are trying to enjoy separately from Krishna. Krishna is the water. And we are here on this land without Krishna. So therefore we are struggling without Krishna, because Krishna is all love. It is His loving potency. When we engage in loving devotion, then we become peaceful and happy. But if we separate ourselves from Krishna and try to enjoy independently of Krishna, then we struggle for existence. Is it not true? We are struggling in the material world. Everyone are fighting, trying to fight for this and fight for land, and this is my wife, this is my house. But when death comes, what happens? Everything is zero. But people cannot understand that. But the moment you understand that you are not just body, you are a spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Person of Godhead, and engage in loving devotional service, then this desire would not, for hate would not come. And all the different phases of illusion, like dualities. What are the dualities again? Dualities again? Love and hate, happiness and sadness, all that would not come about. Everything will be peaceful and loving with Krishna. Duality will only come about when you separate yourself from the loving devotional service of the Supreme Person of God. That is our original position. That's the bottom line. That we have to have engagement in loving devotion to the Supreme Personality of God. Yes, Prabhu, sorry, I was...
Yeah, there's another duality. Love and anger. It's the same thing. The material will say love, we say anger. Actually, anger is love, and love is anger. We cannot see that. It's a higher understanding of duality.
Actually, that is not dual. There is no duality on the higher understanding. On the higher understanding, everything is one, because everything is on the loving propensity. Even anger is love. It's on that level. It's a very high level. But on the material platform, anger and love is on a temporary platform. From now I say I love you. And I'll give you one good example, marriage. Right? The first time the boy and girl meet, what they say? I love you very, very much, isn't it? Huh?
Yes, more than my life.
Huh?
I love you so much more than my own life.
I love you so much more than my own life. And sometimes they write short statements. What they say? The higher the breeze, the higher the mountain, the cooler the breeze. The younger the couple, the tighter the squeeze. But eventually they squeeze themselves to death. Isn't it? Another statement can be made: love at first sight, divorce at first fight. That's the nature of the material world. Why? Because we desire on the material platform. And that is the illusion in the material world. And that is why this verse is very, very important. How not to become deluded by this illusion. It is very, very important. So I'm going to continue reading. The illusory energy is manifested in the duality of desire and hate. That's how this illusory nature comes about. The illusory energy is manifested in duality of desire and hate. Due to desire and hate, the ignorant person wants to become one with the Supreme Lord and envies Krishna as the Supreme Person, Godhead. And one good example, what good example you can give? Anybody can give a good example that happened recently, the festival that took place last week Sunday? Huh? Nishinga Chaturdasi, give a big hand please. Yes. And what did Lord Nishinga do? What did he do? He protected, yes, but more than that, because of a person like this kind of quality, envy, hatred, and jealousy of the Lord. What did Nishingadev do? He took him to Hiranyakashipu, put him on his lap, and he did the first heart surgery. Tore it to pieces. Like that. That's what happens to persons who become deluded by these illusions. Like that. Just like Hiranyakashipu, he hated the Lord. You know? And he wanted to become Lord himself. You cannot be God. We cannot be God. We are subordinate to the Lord. That is why I mentioned that the moment you separate your subordination from the Lord, when you try to become above the Lord, you become deluded. And due to that delusion, you become destroyed. You can see that. Even another example, who is another example, became destroyed like that? Ravana. Huh? Lord Ram killed Ravana and then finish. And another one? Kamsa. Lord Krishna killed Kamsa because of his delusion and duality. He was killed. He thought everything belongs to him. I am God, worship me. And he even kidnapped Sita Devi, the partner of the Lord. But people cannot understand this message. Therefore Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita, do not become deluded by delusion. And continuing, but the pure devotees, they don't become deluded by delusion. Why? Pure devotees, like Srila Prabhupada, a pure devotee of the Lord, our spiritual master, was not deluded by the delusion, because he can understand that the Lord Krishna is the Supreme Person of Godhead, and Lord Krishna appears by his own internal potencies. He is not forced to come, or he is not created. He is not forced to come, or he is not created. He comes through his own pure potency. And that's why when Lord Krishna appears in the material world, his body, his mind, his soul is everything pure. There is no contamination. And this material nature which is created of the three modes, mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance, cannot overcome him, because it's his energy that he manifests in this material world for the living entities to become contaminated in the material, because they want to enjoy separately from Krishna. So Krishna creates this material world for you to see if you can enjoy it. Do you enjoy it? There is only suffering in this material world. If somebody tell me that they are enjoying this material world, then Prabhupada said he's fool number one. Because you can see birth, death, old age and disease. Everyone going to go through. Who is not going to go through that sitting right here? or any person in this material world has got a material body. Everyone who's got a material body must go through this birth, death, old age, disease. Must. And if you do not engage in loving devotional service, you continue that cycle, struggling in the material world. And that is why devotees, because they can understand the Lord and the Lord's internal potency, that is why they are not deluded by dualities or this nisyan. Nisyan means material nature. And I gave you examples of the dualities. The dualities are dishonor, honor, misery and happiness, woman and man, good and bad, pleasure and pain. These are the dualities. But if you engage in devotional service, engage in everything in Krishna consciousness, then there is no duality. Everything is for Krishna. Whether your money, whether whatever you have, engage everything in Krishna's service. And what happens to those who are deluded by dualities? They become destroyed at the end. And Prabhupada is mentioning here, those who are so deluded by dualities are completely foolish. I told you, Prabhupada said, fool number one. Right? They are completely foolish, and therefore they cannot understand the Supreme Personality of God. So therefore, if you are deluded by these dualities, you will never understand Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I'll give you one more example and I will stop. For example, when Lord Krishna appeared on the earth planet, and there was a war that was just about to begin, because of this confrontation between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. And Duryodhana didn't want to part even a little tiny piece of land, like the tip of the needle. If you take the tip of the needle, he said that he would not even give that much land to the Pandavas. But Krishna just asked for a few acres of land for the Pandavas because it was rightfully theirs. But Duryodhana, out of greed, out of lust and out of anger and these kind of dualities, he became deluded and under illusion, and he thought he is owning this. But Krishna went right to the extreme, even went to Duryodhana's palace and want to bring about a solution, And he didn't want, then Duryodhana refused. He refused to part a little bit of land to the amount of the tip of a needle. And he asked his servants, Duryodhana asked his servants to capture Krishna and put him in jail. Can you imagine? Duryodhana wanted to capture Krishna and put him in jail. Can you just imagine? Want to capture the Supreme Person of God and the Creator of all this creation? When he tried to do that, then Lord Krishna expanded his universal form. Partially, he showed that, how powerful he is. But there too, then and again, he could not understand that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who showed him some form like that. But somehow, he quieted down and Krishna walked away. So this is delusion. Even when the Supreme Personality of God is there right in front of you, you will not be able to see. But if you are not deluded by these delusions, then the Lord comes, immediately you can make him out. And just like Prabhupada, one time he was giving some class, and then he said, can you not see Krishna around? Then somebody got up and told Prabhupada, can you see Krishna? he stood up and asked Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, yes, I can see Krishna, but you are blocking me. Sit down. Prabhupada was like that. Prabhupada could see everything and anything like that. But he didn't show us that. And therefore we got to understand a pure devotee. Only they can see Krishna. And when you become free of these delusions, then only you can see Krishna face to face. Even Narada Muni saw Krishna face to face. Even Lord Brahma saw Krishna face to face. Right in the beginning of creation, when Lord Brahma was created on the lotus flower, that came out from the navel of Mahavishnu. And on the lotus flower, when Lord Brahma was created, it was complete darkness. He could not see anything. But when he began to meditate and absorb himself in Krishna consciousness, then the Lord revealed himself after so many thousand years. He was meditating on the lotus flower. When the Lord revealed himself, Lord Brahma saw Lord Krishna face to face, and he actually shook hands with Krishna. Can you imagine you shaking hands with Krishna? Lord Brahma shook hands with Krishna. And Krishna really revealed the whole creation in the spiritual world to Lord Brahma. And that is why Lord Brahma began to recite the Brahma Samhita. It is known as the small book that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had found in South India. And when Lord Brahma was here, he actually manifested that book. And that book is all about creation. Everything that came about from the Supreme Person of Godhead, who the Supreme Person of Godhead is, how we are related to him, his energies, it's there in Brahma Samhita. If you read. Very difficult English language, but very difficult to understand. But you can try to decipher it and understand it. So there where Lord Brahma saw Lord Krishna face to face. And he was the first person to be created in this material universe, not anyone else. He was the first living entity. So therefore, we fall under that line of Lord Brahma, Brahma Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, that is our Sampradaya. So therefore, that message is perfect and is correct. And it can be taken because it's coming from the Supreme Lord to Lord Brahma via a chain of disciplic success, and it is coming to us. Therefore, this knowledge is perfect. And when you take such a perfect knowledge and purify your heart and mind, then you'll overcome these dualities and you would not become deluded by these dualities, like good and bad, ugly and pretty, like that. You see all the living entities through Krishna consciousness and love of Krishna. And in that way, there will be no desire of anything in the material world. You will only desire to serve Krishna with the love and devotion. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Kodi Vaishnava ki, please give me a blessing ki. Anybody like to comment? Would like to criticize me? Yes, you can. Or ask a question.
Haribol, I'd like to make a statement and then you can discuss it if you wish. I think people generally believe that dualities control your life. In other words, something very joyous happens in your life and you are sometimes overwhelmed with it to such an extent that you get too proud. You get too proud of those, of your material position, and you think, you've achieved it now, and that was your purpose of your life. So you become haughty and proud, And then there are stages in your life where you become sad. And if you allow those stages to consume you, you become depressed. And you get stuck in depression. So I'm just thinking, those dualities, it deludes us. It takes us away from our purpose, our true purpose of life, which is obviously to serve Krishna. And by serving Krishna, we are taken away from those delusions, and then we reach spiritual happiness, which is actually permanent, because God always loves us. So versus our own happiness and sadness being dependent on material nature, now we start depending on Krishna more.
Yeah, give him a big hand. That is true. What I just heard just now. It is the dualities come about when you are not in Krishna consciousness. When you are in Krishna consciousness, there is no duality, because everything is for love of Krishna. But when you do it separately from Krishna, then you feel those dualities, good and bad, ugly and pretty. Like right now we are sitting here and we look at everybody. All of you, to me, all are very pretty people, because you are in love with Krishna. If Krishna is beautiful, and if you love Krishna, you are beautiful too. There is no such thing that you are not beautiful, because we are not looking at you on the bodily platform. We are looking at you on the spiritual platform, like he just mentioned. Anybody else like to make a statement or ask a question? Huh? Nobody else? So yes, thank you for coming. Thank you very much. And we can continue like this every week. You can come and give us support and ask other people to come and engage others in love of Krishna and get rid of their dualities also. Help them so that they would not struggle in this material world. So we're going to offer proper flowers.
Yes.
And we have some kirtan, and then some prasadam is always being provided wherever you go by Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Thank you very much for coming once again. Hare Krishna.